Hey everybody, what's up? And yes, we are back talking about drones, UAPs, UAVs, UFOs, yeah, UFOs, or whatever you want to call them. I don't care what you call them. You can call them whatever you want. All I know is there's some weird stuff flying in our skies, and I've got some more video to show you guys. Now, I cut this down. I'm not going to show you all the footage I filmed this night, but I am going to show you some of it. And I want to kind of go into the context of it is that I basically, on any night that's clear that I can see, I'm going outside now and trying to see if I can see something and documenting it. This was filmed, this footage that you're going to see was filmed on 2/4/25, so a few days ago from the time you guys are going to see this video. And then we've had overcast skies and stuff, and I haven't been able to film because the clouds been up there, and when there's clouds in the way, you can't see nothing but clouds, so I haven't been able to film anything since then. Pretty much just to give you guys an update of what's going on from my earlier videos, and if you guys want to go see how all this started, you can go see, there's like 3 or 4 more videos on this topic. Beginning of January, my wife and I started noticing a bunch of strange lights in the sky that we normally don't see. Now, I'm an outdoors guy, so I spend a lot of time outside, and I spend a lot of time outside day and night because I enjoy being out at night and looking at the stars and sitting on my back porch because I live in the middle of nowhere, and I like it that way. So we spend a lot of time sitting on our porch having coffee and stuff at night, watching the sunset and watching the stars, and we just started noticing some weird stuff. Now that activity picked up, as you can see in my past videos. It got really crazy. I mean, at one time we were seeing 30 to 40 things in the sky. I'm not going to say what they are. Some of them look like drones, some of them don't. Don't know what's going on. Would like to know, want to find out. Our government's not telling us. Even the new administration is not telling us, not giving us any other thing other than there were drones in the air for research and for various other reasons. I would like to know what the research is and the various other reasons they're doing. We're not getting answers on that, and we deserve to get answers. But let's move forward. So like I said, this is a shot on the 4th of this month, February 4th, 2025, 2/4/2025. My son and I were outside. We saw this. This is between around, say, 12 and 1 o'clock, I think is when we saw this. You're going to see a very bright light that's in the sky, and then you're going to see a flash. It's going to be like, really bright, and then it's going to get really, really bright, and then it's going to go back down. It's going to get really, really bright. And then I want you to pay attention to the smaller lights that start showing up in the videos, because you're actually going to see ones that are moving past that bright light, going down on the screen and going in different directions, flying around that light. And I actually put some little arrows. You can see little arrows pop up. You're going to see where it's pointed. So you might need to zoom in on your camera or whatever, on your phone, or wherever you're watching it on, so you can really see it. But you'll be able to zoom in and you'll see these other smaller lights that are moving in conjunction with this thing or away from this thing, going in different directions. But I did get that on recorded. I did try to put some little arrows there so you can see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this footage. I'm going to shrink myself real small in this video, and I'm going to show you guys this footage, and then we can wrap this up. I just want to keep putting it out there. Yes, I am still seeing these things. Now, we're not seeing as many anymore. That's one thing I want to say too, is that we're not seeing as many as well. We're still seeing them nightly, but we're not seeing as many that were in the sky. Since after they announced the whole thing and stuff, it's the abundance as many has not showed up, but they're still there. We're seeing a few every night. Regardless, we're seeing 2 or 3 a night. Regardless of that, so we're still seeing them in the skies. I'm still filming it, documenting it as best I can, trying to keep dates and times down. So with that being said, let's roll the footage. I'm going to click this on here, and I'm going to talk you through it as we go. So like I said, this is between 12 midnight and 1 a.m. that we shot this footage. We watched this thing for a few hours, but I only filmed it for about an hour, and then we sat there and watched it for another hour or so. And then I went inside for a while, and then I went back out, and it was still flying around. It was in different areas. I mean, it moves around. So, I filmed this, did this footage between 12 and 1, so you know what time frame it was. And we're going to roll it now so you guys can see it. And it's pretty crazy stuff. So now we're watching here. So you just see it flare right out the gate. It's flaring, and then you see it go back down. You can see it's just kind of cruising along. If you notice it, if you watch it close enough, you can see it dance back and forth, wiggling. You can see that like the air currents hit it and make it move. There it goes. It's flaring again. Now you'll notice in the bottom right hand corner as it's coming up, you'll see another little blinky thing down there. Not sure what's going on with that. Have no idea. But I didn't put an arrow on that because I want to concentrate on some of the smaller things that are showing up in this video. But you tell me what's going on there, because it keeps throwing up a big bright light and then it goes back down. I got no idea. I can't get close enough or get past the light to see what's behind it, what's creating the light. So, but then you see the arrow right there where I just popped up, where there's a little one, and it's flying by the other one. You can see it going down. That it's not a plane. I've showed video on the other videos of what planes look like in the sky, but there's the arrows pointing at it, showing it going down, cruising down to the left. It was just above the thing. And then you see some other ones popping in at the bottom down there, down below it as well. Here's a close-up of it. I zoomed in on it so you guys can see the little blinky things going on. You can see that one that's moving, that's going down towards the left of the screen where the arrows are popping out and pointing so you guys can see it and track it. Here it is in the sky again. You can see how it flares up and goes down. And then you see these other smaller ones that are kind of blinking and popping up around it. You know, I don't know what's going on there. I've looked at the stars. I've looked at all kinds of stuff. I've looked at the planets. This one looks like it's spinning and doing stuff. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But it doesn't look like a planet and it doesn't look like a star. And I'm using a telescope. This is a 70 millimeter telescope I'm using with a 20 millimeter lens with a 2x Barlow on it. For those of you guys that are in telescopes, that is getting me these images. I actually have more powerful telescopes on the way because I really want to know what this is. So I'm spending the money to figure out what's going on, you know. And if some astronomer or somebody out there that can tell me, hey man, great, you know. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff, you know. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying this is very weird. We got a lot of drone stuff. The government confirmed that there's all these drones flying around. They said they were doing it, you know. I mean, so we know that all of us that have been watching this, there's something to it. So we're not just conspiracy theorists anymore because they admitted to it. So now tell me why this is in Southern Virginia. Why is it flying around in Podunk, Southern Virginia in the middle of nowhere? Now you're going to see here in a minute as this gets up a little bit higher in the sky and it keeps flashing like it does, you're going to see another little guy. I'm going to have some arrows come in here in a minute that are going to show you that there's going to be more little things. You can see another little blinky guy that just showed up, and then you see that little guy flying down below. This is an image of it. You can see it just below there. You saw that little guy, which I forgot to put arrows on that one. Sorry about that. But you can see him. He's heading down towards the two other ones. You can see them clearly where those all three of them are blinking together, and that one's going down south. Now I think I did a blow-up version on this one where you'll see it. I think I did that. I can't remember. I was editing this later now. Yeah, I think this is the clip where I actually will blow it up and you'll see it again, maybe. But I'm trying to give you guys a visual of what these little things look like, and you can see that little guy that was cruising down through the sky. I thought I put arrows on that one too. It was really hard to see in my editing program, trying to zoom it up and do it to where I want you to see what it looks like in the natural thing and not the arrows, and then see what it looks like without it. So I think I did it on this one. I think I did a 2-shot when I did this one and then put some arrows in it. But you can see it's doing weird stuff, and you can see how it goes. It kind of cruises over a little bit, then it goes up straight, then it cruises over, and then it dances back a little bit. If you watch it or zoom in on it, it's doing all kinds of stuff. Like you can see like wind currents are affecting it and hitting it. At least that's what it looks like to me. You know, I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I just know there's weird stuff flying around my sky that I'm not used to seeing. It's kind of crazy. But this one was different than the other stuff that we've seen just because it does that crazy flare like that. It's blowing up like that. You know, we'd never seen one do that yet. So that was new for us to see that. And then you see that little blinky guy that was up there towards right. You see another little guy down here to the left right here. And then you can see that little guy flying by. There you go. There's the zoomed in view where I'm pointing the arrows at it. You can see it cruising right by there. And you can see that that's actually behind that, the way it flew by there. But you can see that little guy. This is the zoomed up view. And he's flashing and he's heading down toward the left of your screen as that one is going up. And this thing's moving at a pretty good clip too, by the way. I mean, it's not moving like, you know, the Earth rotation and how things move around. This thing is moving at a pretty good clip, as you guys can see how it's traveling across through my screen. But you saw that little guy going down through there. And now he's down there by those other two. You see 3 of them now. They're all going in different directions right there as it's going on. So they're all doing different things. You got this one going up, this one going down. And there was another little one in the bottom that took off somewhere. So, you know, it's kind of crazy to me because I I don't know what that is, man. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that is. I can't get close enough to see it. This is the best I can get. If I get too close, it gets really washed out and blurry with the light. So it's really tough to kind of get in on it. I guess I should try a moon filter or something to see if I can filter out the brightness and maybe get a better look at it. I haven't tried that yet. So if it's back up in the sky, I'll give that a whirl. So that was that one that we watched for a while. All those clips are the same. They're of the same thing, just as we were following it through for about an hour, trying to get clips of it and see all this. So this is the other ones that we saw after we watched that. These guys popped up. This thing popped up. And you can see this is moving at a pretty good clips, okay? Because my telescope's on a bipod, on a tripod. Not a bipod. It's on a tripod, and it's just sitting stationary. And that's why you see it fly off in the corner. And this is being filmed with my cell phone, so... You know, and if you zoom in and focus and stuff, you can get these. This is as clear as it is. But the idea is to zoom in on your telescope, and once that gets as small as it is and the clearest it is, that's what you're seeing. But that's what I'm seeing right there. So that was the last footage of those, and I don't know what to tell you guys, man. That's weird stuff. That thing was moved. Those last two, that's moving at a really good clip. That's the same object, but I got two videos because what I did is I filmed a little bit, then I had to stop it, move my telescope, line back up on it, and then hit film again, which takes me a few seconds to get lined back up to get those shots. But that's what's going on, you know, and you know, any of you guys got comments, got anything weird going on your skies, I'd love to hear it because I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. That's all I'm trying to do, you know. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory guy, a conspiracy nut guy. I just want to know what's flying on in my skies, and I've really spent a lot of time, like, you know, really digging into the astronomy side of things so I can make sure that I'm not looking at something that's possibly a planet or anything like that. But I've learned a lot, and I've got this really cool app that I've got that's really helped a lot. This is from Celestron. When I bought the telescope, it gave me this super cool app, and it's called a Sky app. It's called a Sky Portal. And Celestron Sky Portal. And what's super cool is it gives you this whole thing of the sky on whatever time it is. It'll tell you what's up in the sky, and then you can check it out. You can rotate it north, east, south, west. You can go up and down, so you can really see what's in the sky. And this thing is dead on accurate. It's been really great to be able to look at stuff and see what's in the sky because it's been really helpful, you know, saying, okay, I know what that is. That's Jupiter. That's Mars. That's this. Because you can see the planets really well. You can see Mars really well. It shows up pretty orange in the sky. We've looked at Venus. We've been able to see Mars and Venus. I don't think I've gotten a hold of Jupiter yet. But they show up really well. And you can, once you look through the telescope, you can tell clearly that that's a planet. It's not this. They don't act like this. They don't do like this. They don't do this crazy stuff. When we're looking at those, it doesn't look anything like that. Like Mars, like through the telescope with the magnifier, it looks like a big bright orange ball with the 20 millimeter lens. I haven't put the 10 in there to look at it. I'm going to try to get some better pictures. But it just looks like a big bright orange ball in the sky. And Venus is a big bright kind of white light, you know, but it's not flickering and flashing and doing crazy stuff and having weird stuff flying around it when we're looking at it. Because I check those out every night too when the sky is clear. So this is stuff that stands out, like, you know, amongst the stars and things that we look at on a nightly basis. These things like stand out. They're very distinctive, and you're like, "What is that?" Because that doesn't look like a star. And then you zoom in on it, and we've watched satellites fly over. Like the other night. The last clear night that we had, my wife and I were out there, and just with binoculars, we were able to see satellites cruising over. The satellites look totally different. They almost have like a little blue light on them. They're really neat looking, but the satellites look totally different than anything else that's cruising across the sky. You can clearly tell it's a satellite going across. They're very distinctive. So, you know, I don't know what these are, you know, I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely weird, and I've been digging in, and I'm not the only one that's seeing this. There's people in other places across the country and across the world that are seeing some of this stuff. So, you know, I don't know what the deal is, but I just want to get it out there. And if anybody else is seeing this stuff, I mean, start paying attention to your skies, because our governments across the world are in cahoots doing some weird stuff. You know, and I had hoped that when Trump got in office, we were going to get better answers than we got. They gave one bullshit freaking answer, and then went on. And not one reporter, I keep saying this, not one reporter in that room asked a question when they said, well, the FFA did approve it, and they were doing research, and they had them up there. They had them up there for research and other various reasons. And not one person said, okay, what's the research? What are the other various reasons? And why did the FAA say they didn't know anything about it and actually send people to help the FBI and help the local police to try to figure out what it is? Why did the FAA shut down airports and things because they had these things flying across runways if they are the ones that authorized it and knew about it? And why, if that's the case, then who authorized the ones that were flying over the military bases and all the other stuff that happened and has been happening that we basically are now going to just ignore? So I don't know what the deal is, but I'm going to stay on it, and I'll keep updating you guys and stuff. I'm not going to keep putting out video after video after video on it, but I am going to keep updating you regularly on it. We'll see. It just depends on what craziness I see in the sky to what you get. But I'm going to stay on it because I'm going to try to figure it out. And, I want truth and transparency. That's what our government, that's what Trump said he was going to do. So I want truth and transparency on these drones or whatever the hell's flying in our skies. Enough's enough. Open up Area 51, spill all the beans. If it's UFOs and aliens, we want to know. We can handle it. You know why? Because we're tough Americans. We can handle it. I think the world can handle it. And I think the world deserves to know. 100%. Stop keeping secrets from us. Secrets are bad, and they end up ruining all kinds of crap. So let's cut the crap. Let's find out what's flying around in our skies, and let's move forward. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to show you that stuff. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Keep it civil. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to see weird stuff in the sky and make anything up. That is not my goal. I'm not trying to get clicks or views. I just want to know what's flying around in my skies. That's all I want to know. Because my goal is to protect my family and friends and the people that I love. That's my goal. And I definitely don't want to be being surveilled by our government because they think they can watch every move we make. That's unacceptable. So I think we need to figure out what's going on. And hopefully more of you guys will start getting in the skies. And one of the things I want to show you guys is that if you guys don't want to buy a telescope and stuff, there's a couple things you can get that work really good. I just picked these up, and these things are awesome. You can get these are 12 by 50 binoculars. All right. And the company that makes these is... This is Woo Sports. These things are like $70, and these things are awesome. We were checking out the moon earlier, and these things are crystal clear on the moon. You can see the craters, see all kinds of details. These things, I was looking at over 200 yards, and I could see all the details on a pine cone, not a problem. Really great pair of binoculars, and it will work for looking in the sky. And I was using a pair of 10 by 25 binoculars the other night, and was able to see the satellites cruising across. So this is a game changer. And then you can also get, these are actually ones that are for, and this is kind of a no-name brand that I just picked up off of Amazon, but these are 20 by 70s. These are a bigger pair right here. And Celestron makes 20 by 70s. They make 20 by 80s, 25 by 80s. So you can go on Amazon, type in Celestron, it's Celestron, or type in astronomy binoculars and check out some of those binoculars. And these things are crystal clear. I will put links down below for both of these sets of binoculars, because this set of binoculars, they have a discount right now. They're normally like $69. The discount is half off, so I got these for half off, and for $35. They were well worth every minute. They come with a nice bag. So I will put links down below, because these don't even have, these are like some generic brand. They don't even have a name on them. But you know what? They're pretty hefty. They're pretty well built. And they work pretty good. And if you want something on a budget, it's definitely the way to go. And if you guys don't want to buy a telescope, binoculars are great because you can identify objects pretty quick in the sky, and they work really good. So I will put links down below for both these sets of binoculars in this video. I will be doing reviews on these as well, with some video footage so you can see how clear they are. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Keep looking up, see what's going on in the skies. Stay safe out there. We'll see you guys on the next video.